Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Inner Conquest, the world's greatest modern metaphysics channel. And when I say greatest, I mean the greatest modern metaphysics channel in the entire world. Sorry if you had headphones on. Anyway, what I'm going to be talking about today is controlling a fourth dimensional reality. So what that means is when you control a fourth dimensional reality, you are in essence learning how to control reality itself. If you look at reality from the different dimensional scapes through which manifestation occurs, it always goes from what is called subtle to gross, meaning that if I have a thought, that is a subtle energy. Now, if that thought is focused upon for long enough, it will physicalize, manifest itself into a third dimensional, more dense plane of existence. So what I'm doing is when I'm going down a path of awakening, I'm understanding that I am an active participant in the creation of my reality. What does that mean? What does it mean to create a reality? I'm just a human. How do I create reality? I don't, make all the cement that builds all the roads or go and build my own house by brick. Like, how do I create a reality? Well, my participation in a reality is dependent on where my awareness is. So if my awareness is on something, what that's doing is that's activating a vibration about a certain topic based on my perception, emotion, and awareness of it. So when I'm aware of abundance, I'm activating a vibrational reality of abundance, meaning that I'm placing my focus on an aspect of reality which is not the entire reality, but a subsector of reality in regards to abundance or plenty. Meaning that once I activate that through sustained attention of that reality, law of attraction will begin to pick up that signal and feed me different aspects that are in vibrational harmony with that focused upon vibration. So when I create a reality, I'm using my conscious mind to activate the signaling mechanism which activates and makes the universe at large around me respond to what I would call a request. If you look at what the definition of prayer means, prayer actually means request. So what do we do when we pray accurately? We think as if we have already received the thing. So when you activate a vibration, you have a choice of whatever type of vibration you want to activate. That's your free will. That's your ability to create deliberately. So when you go from a default creator, which is somebody who looks at different things, sees them as they have been manifested, and then forms an assumption that because they are that way now, they must remain that way, you don't have deliberate creative control, because deliberate creative control is essentially using your awareness and your focus to focus exclusively on wanted vibrations, because you have the understanding that law of attraction and law of assumption will crystallize whatever vibrations you are aware of. So what you do is you begin to look at the world around you, and you start to understand that everything around you is in response to how your awareness has been focused, right? And now that can go back into unconscious patterns from when you were unconscious, right? Somebody told you this was really important, or this was a big deal, or you had a trauma or something that was emotionally charged, so it was very gripping, and now it is dominantly active in your awareness. So you want to begin to look at that thing and say, is this thing really the way that I would design it, as if I were in a realm in which I had absolute total creative control? And if the answer to that is no, then that's okay, because everything in a third dimensional world is always changing. Now, how do you change something in a third dimensional world? By controlling your fourth dimensional world. You have to understand that everything that is physical was once non-physical. Well, how can something that is now physical be produced by something that is non-physical. You must reorient yourself back to the dimensional spacing. Fourth dimensional, your mind, right? A thought or an emotion or a vibration was just focused on long enough for it to become what you would call an assumption hardened into a fact, meaning that that vibration has clothed itself in a physical reality. So if you want to create your reality at the highest leveraged point, you want to work on the level of thoughts, beingness, and emotions, because what that allows you to do is rein in those subtle vibrations, take account of all of the vibrations that you're activating through your awareness, and then deliberately choose the different vibrations that you want to activate, right? So when you begin to control your fourth dimensional reality, what you're really doing is controlling your mind, right? So how do you start to control your mind so that you can get a rein on the different subtle energies that are turning into things all around you from a fourth dimensional trickling down effect to a third dimensional reality? What you do is you start to understand that your mental phenomena can start to be disciplined. So when you have a situation that you want to flip, the way that you flip that is you begin to think from a state as if it's already yours, while withdrawing attention from the current manifested physical third dimensional reality. And this is a skill set that, while it does take discipline, can be refined extremely quickly because it's your natural state, right? So a good example of how you would begin to practice this is revision. So when you have somebody come up to you on the street and they say, "I don't like your hat. Your hat is stupid. You look dumb in that hat." What you do in your mind, having foundational knowledge in law of attraction and law of assumption, you understand that while you didn't work that person's mouth like a puppet, you caused that interaction through the state within which you were dwelling. You were an identity that would happen to, right? Whether that be in a state of insecurity, in a state of expecting things to not go your way, doesn't matter. You can change it all. But you have to understand that by occupying different states, the universe reflects us different manifestations. So when you have something like that happen, instead of yelling at that person and being like, "No, I really do have a cool hat. I really do have a really cool hat with lots of hair underneath it. You just can't see it," right? You don't engage with that reality from a combative standpoint. You redefine your fourth dimensional reality to hear as if that person walked by and went, "Hey, this is a really nice hat. You have the best hat in the world." Now, do you do that to gaslight yourself and pretend like what happened didn't happen? No. You do that to shift the state of consciousness, which was the cause of the effect that happened in a non-favorable way. So instead of using an effect to counter an effect, what you do is you go straight to the cause, which was that state of consciousness that made you susceptible, i.e. vibratorily aligned to that effect. So when you change that cause, what that means is that you're recalibrating your vibrational unique signature, and you're re-identifying with a version of yourself that has nice hats and gets complimented on nice hats, right? Because you understand that third dimensional thing is a latent response to who you were being internally. So you decrease the importance level, you increase the focus on that fourth dimensional mental imaginative plane, and you work your energy field into the wanted bandwidth of frequency. And that may take 5 or 6 or 100 or 1,000 times, depending on how ingrained you are in that state of consciousness. But that's not the point. The point is, every single time you revise that internal dialogue, every single time you recall the accounts of the day and you revise them in ways that are favorable to you, you're fine-tuning your frequency. You're commanding the universe that this is how I want my reality to unfold. This is how you deal with me. You train the universe into a wanted bandwidth of frequency that meets your specifications. And you get to decide those specifications because you are the creator of your reality. And once you master the fourth dimensional reality, the third dimensional reality is a latent response to that reality, and thus you have control over your physical reality. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have different videos that you would like made, leave them in the comments. Additionally, the Linktree has availability for coaching, calls, texting, and email services if you want to work one-on-one with me. But more important than any of that, go conquer and have a great day.